Okay, so I got my welder set up. I got the piece in place. I spot welded this side, so I have butt welds on this side. I have to kind of work the metal a little bit, so I'm going to do it in small chunks, but I want to get it locked down and going. I got my protective welder's blanket for the top and the stainless steel, and I got my gloves and helmet. I've done some practice runs on the same gauge metal, so I think I'm ready to put some tack welds in. So, wish me luck. What did I just throw? Two. Nope. Alright, so now I need to tap some of this metal back and get the curve. The curve on this side's a little high. I like the way it sits with the pan, butt welding down there, but it's a little high on this side, so I'm going to kind of re-massage it. Alright, here is the status. So I've got it welded in, butt welded, and I just used a carbide bit, I think, grinder, one of these, to just kind of knock down the welds. I do have a couple of holes that I'm going to, as you can see, I got 3 holes that I need to fix, but right now the spot welds or the butt welds are taller than the rest of the metal, so I haven't actually dug into anything yet. I do want to weld both sides, and then I need to bring this piece up and over to fit in to that groove a little better. But so I'm gonna do these small welds and plug up the little holes and take it from there. What's up, everybody? This is Mark with Hindsight. I took a few days vacation over the holidays and kind of getting back at it. So I hope everyone had a good holiday season with everything going on in 2020. I really hope the best for everybody. So I thought I would give a little quick summary of where I'm at and where my next step is. So I have everything back in. I have spot welds here. I have everything welded up and grinded down, basically. I mean, it's smooth, it's flush, it's just not pretty. So I will get to that, but what I want to do next is kind of go and do this piece. So it's gonna come here, and then it's gonna spot weld to this, and then it's just gonna tuck over, I guess, just like this is, where this is the bottom piece, and it's just gonna kind of come over, and then here will be a piece that goes down. So that's how they did it, and so that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'll show you my setup. All right, Christmas was good to me this year, and I got this Eastwood stretcher and stand. I think this is going to be a lot better than the other stretcher because I got a little more depth. So in the piece that I'm doing now, I have, say, here's the template cut out. So I can use all of this metal here to help with shrinking and stretching, and then it's just going to get cut off. So it's literally not a big deal. So this will be kind of this right here. I used some mild steel, and I bent this in the shape of the trunk so that I didn't have to bring the trunk up. And then this is going to be the outside edge for the trunk. And then, you know, technically I could use kind of this as a guide for the gap. But basically, this is going to be the inside edge here. So I want to be able to kind of place this. So this is going to be bent up, and that way I can kind of place it in the car and see if everything kind of lines up. So that is going to be my first step. And then also for Christmas, I got this Eastwood bead roller, so I can return Kevin's. So this one I did, this was my Christmas present to myself, is the motorized piece. So I can put two hands on the sheet metal and then just use a pedal, and you can change the speed and all that jazz. So super excited about this stuff, and hopefully it'll make this piece look a little better than the last one. I was okay with the last one, but I'd like to think I could do maybe a little better. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to do a test piece. So here's my test piece. So I'm basically just going to do a tipped edge here, bring that up, and then I'm probably going to have to use the shrinker stretcher to straighten the metal out. So we'll see how that goes. Well, that didn't exactly go as planned. So I've used a setup like this where the dies will sit in like so, and then this bottom die does the outer line, and then the upper die does the other line, and it works good, but it kind of makes a 45 degree, like I've been running at this a couple of times, and it only makes a 45. Like if I were to move the dies closer together, then I'm going to do this. I don't know if you can see where it adds an additional ridge because the bottom is moving in. It's not, it needs to like progressively move the metal over. I tried to do just one of these dies, and have like a polyurethane wheel on the bottom or just a flat wheel on the bottom, and do tipping of the edge where you lift up to basically do this edge first. Then I thought I could go underneath, but I am not skilled enough. This varies so much when it comes out. And plus, this inside edge, this is a very tight turn and makes for the shrinking and stretching of this metal I could never get this corner to come up. It would do well here and here, but the metal just didn't want to go together. So then I would have to shrink it, I would say, to bring this metal together so that it'll come up. But then I have to turn around and on the opposite side, make the second cut, and then I would have to stretch it, which is basically doing the opposite, where if you can do both dies together, it seems like it warps the panel less. And it's not bad. I mean, it kind of looks like what I'm going for, but this edge right here needs to be almost a 90-degree angle. Like if I look at the car, this edge is very vertical to the positioning of the car. Like this has a little curve to it, and then this has the step. So I don't know if the bead roller is going to work, and may need to go with a different approach. So here's another. This was my first sample where I tried the shrinking and the stretching, and I did two separate ones. This isn't the same piece, but I don't know. I would either need to practice more or try a different approach. So I think I'm going to go with the second approach. So there's a YouTuber, Fitzy's Fabrications, that was showing how to make this as two pieces, or three pieces actually. So you'd have your top piece, then your side, and your bottom. and you MIG weld them together and grind it and go that way. So I'm going to try that approach and see if I can get a piece that looks better than my previous sample. Because the one thing that I know I'm going to have problems with, I can get this back in here, is this edge right here is not like, you would have to take this whole section of metal and move it in to get this to be vertical. So I don't know if I don't have the bead roller for this kind of application, because I mean, this isn't like serious pressure system. Like I think it's meant for just bead rolling, not putting huge molds and stuff like that. So I'm going to try the second approach and see if I can weld and grind and make it look as good as Fitzy did, because I mean, his looked really good when it was done. So if I can do something even close to that, I'll be happy. So here we go. Okay, so I've cut out the bottom piece and kind of have it placed in here just to kind of see what it looks like. And I mean, I would have to trim. I'm way big on this piece, so better to be, gives you something more to work with when I make mistakes. So this piece, I think I've said this before, is a outline of the trunk. So as that fits in there, it fits in pretty good. So I think I'm ready to do the side piece, which is going to be super small. But anyway, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I've built the sidewall, and if I put the trunk template up against it, I think it fits pretty good. So I'm going to weld these two together, or weld this to the bottom plate that I have, and see what happens. Well, here's what I got so far. I don't know if this is going to work better than anything else or not, but I gotta say, I'm having a blast. Any excuse to pull out the welder and the grinder and the cutter. Yes, please. Thank you. So now I have the basic template. It's kind of in place. I'll make sure everything's good. It was interesting. I had this angle here isn't totally vertical. It kind of lays back a little bit. So I had to mimic that here, but then work my way into a vertical because this spot is truly vertical. So kind of weird, kind of funky, but doing it this way made that a lot easier to do. And I was able to get that 90 here. So this is super high here. I did that on purpose. I'll get you on this side so you can see it better. Probably too high. When I laid this down flat, I realized it was super high. But I'm going to take this off. I'm going to weld on the backside to make it super strong and get it fully welded in. Then I grind this down to a smooth. I weld the backside of this one to make it super strong. I weld the inside and then grind the inside. So I don't know if that's going to be it for this video. I got to see how much time I want to get stuff out to you and not wait a super long time and say, look, it's done. So kind of let you see the progress. So, well, we'll see where it goes. So I'll move forward, let you know.